If you want to play fast and fluently over the pentatonic scale, it's worth really breaking down each one of the shapes going up the neck and understanding how you're going to play it, which finger's going to do what, and what the limitations are. And that's what I want to cover in the video this week. So when you look at any of the pentatonic positions going up the neck, you can see that each string has a low note and a high note. And this kind of dictates how you approach playing these. And there tend to be two types of movement that you use when you're playing the pentatonic scale or shape. There is moving between high notes and low notes, alternating between the two. And you do this a lot if you're playing triplets, for example. Now, if you're doing a lot of that, then you don't really need to think too much about which fingers you're going to use because you're alternating between them all the time. But there is another kind of movement as well, which is where you stay on the same side of the shape. And these are the movements that cause the most problems when you're playing the pentatonic. So a classic one, for example, is for people who just use their third finger and their index finger, which works fine if you're alternating between high notes and low notes, but is less comfortable when, for example, you want to stay on the same side of the shape and alternate between two strings like that, for example. So that's why it's worth thinking about how you're going to approach the shapes and how you're going to play over them. Now, one particular pattern I find really useful when I'm working on this are descending fives. Now, you can play them where they alternate on either side of the shape all the time like this. But the way I like to work with them when I'm running through these kinds of exercises is where the reset takes me back to the same side of the shape like this. And then a reset on the same side of the shape. And understanding how you navigate that reset is really what I want to focus on this week, because that gives you sort of a general skill that you can bring to playing generally over the pentatonics. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick with the A minor pentatonic, and I'll work through each of the 5 positions going up the neck, showing you how I would play these descending 5 lines in each one of these positions. So let's do that. Okay, so let's start with the first position of the pentatonic scale. We're going to play this A minor 7 pentatonic. And this really is probably the easiest shape to work with because your first finger is just tracking that 5th fret there. So if I demonstrate how I'd play a descending 5 line, I'd do it like this. And all I'm doing there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I just flatten my index finger to start the next group of 5. So it's as simple as that. Coming the other way. It's a similar move. All I'm doing is when I play that last note, I lift my index finger and roll it down to pick up the A string. Roll it, lift it up and flatten it down. Lift it up and roll it down. So coming the other way is pretty similar. So what about the other side of the shape then? So if I play a descending line, I play it like this. So what I'm doing here is I'm really using a finger per fret when I'm doing this descending line. Start with my little finger. So little finger 4, 1, 4, 1, 3. So I end up with my 3rd finger, and that means my little finger's free to start the next line. And then I flatten my 3rd finger and use my little finger to pick up that last note. So playing a finger per fret allows me to navigate, certainly descending. What about ascending then? So I'd start with my little finger. Now I'd reset with my second finger, and this is quite a useful move, useful trick to know about, is to reset with the next finger along in your hand. So can you see that? So I'd start with my little finger, reset with my second finger, reset with my second finger, reset with my third finger. And that's how I'd play my ascending line. Okay, so let's look at the second position. Looks like that on the neck. So it's a little bit more complicated this time because we've got a staggered movement on both sides of the shape. So let's try that descending group of 5 notes again, starting with my index finger. I'll play it through quickly now. So what am I doing there? Well, let's start with my index finger, so I play 1, 4, 2, 3, 1. So that's how I'm navigating that little staggered movement there. And that keeps my second finger free to start the next line. Then I roll my index finger, flatten it, flatten my index finger, play that last note with my second finger. Yeah. Hopefully you can see that. Let's try from the bottom up then. So I start with my second finger. So hopefully you can see, start with my second, 2, 4, 1, 4, 1. Lift up my second finger to play the A string, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1. So 1, 4, 1, 3, 2. And that keeps my first finger free to play that low note. So 1, 3, 2, 4, 1. And that takes me across the neck. How about the other side of the shape? Do a descending line then. Okay, so a very similar kind of movement. Start with 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. Okay. So I use that similar kind of finger per fret system to navigate that little kink in the middle there. Coming back up the other way, what did I do? Start with my little finger. So what am I doing there? Start with my little finger. 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. Then use my third finger to start the next line. So that's 3, 1, 4, 1, 3. Little finger starts the next line. So little 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4. And then 3, 2, 4, 1, 3. Okay, so the next position looks like this. And tends to be the hardest position to navigate because of that kink between the G and the B strings. But if we played descending 5s, how would I do that? I'd start with my index finger. And play it like that. So index finger, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1. Reset with my second finger. 2, 4, 1, 4, 2. And then start with my first finger. Finish the shape off. Coming back the other way. So what am I doing there? Starting with my index finger. Just kind of walk up the shape to start with. Reset by a finger roll with my index finger. So I'm basically tracking that movement on that side. And then I'd start with my second finger. So 2, 4, 1, 4, 2. Start with my first finger. 1, 4, 1, 4. And then play that top note. just like that. Navigating the other side of the shape then. So what am I doing there? It tends to be my third finger tracking there and my little finger picking that higher note on the 13th fret. So looking at that more slowly, we have 3, 1, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3. Coming back the other way. So what am I doing there? Starting with 3, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. And then you can do a finger roll, or use a second finger. 2, 1, 3, 1, 3. Finger roll. We'll take you across. Okay, so the fourth position looks like this. Feels very similar to the first position actually, apart from that little kink between the G and the B string. But playing across. So it's using patterns that we've already encountered before. So I'm going 1, 4, 2, 3, 1. Then 2, 3, 1, 3, 1. And then keep it going across. Going the other way. Like I say, the lower half feels very similar to the first position, but from the G string, I'm alternating between 1, 3, 2, 4, 1 to move across there. Okay, the other side of the shape then. Okay, very similar to earlier shapes again, so I'm going 3, 4, 1, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 3, and then just keep that going, finger per fret. Coming back the other way. So start with fourth finger, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, reset with my little finger, up to the A there, then a reset with my second finger, reset with my third finger. Okay, moving on to the final position there, looks like this. So starting that descending line. So 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, reset with my second finger, finger roll, first finger, coming back the other way. So hopefully you can see really my first and second fingers are doing a finger per fret. Yep. On the other side, I tend to, if I'm starting from the higher note, use my third finger these days. Just to track that fret. And coming back the other way. So I'm alternating between my second finger and my third finger. So most of it is 3, 1, and then I start each line with my second finger. Hopefully you can see that. So what I would do is I'd pick a position and just drill those little 5-note descending and ascending patterns until the movements become completely automatic and until my hands know exactly which finger is going to play which fret in which pattern. And once you've got there, you'll find that you don't run out of fingers anymore, or your hands actually know what to do, and you can move much more efficiently over any of the positions going up and around the neck. So give that a go, see how you get on, and we'll chat next time. Goodbye.